Dukkhapattaca nidukkha bhayapattaca nibbaya sokapattaca nisoka hantu sabbe pipanino. May the suffering be free from suffering. May the fear struck be free from fear. May the grieving be free from grief. So too may all beings be. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thank you. Then let's start our Dhamma sermon. We are in Dhammapada Balavagga, stanza number 69. This stanza is giving us a wonderful lessons about our holiness in different viewpoints. As our as our as a police person, because of our foolishness, we do some unwholesome things. When we are engaging with that unwholesome activities, how would be the mind? How would be our mind? This is the stanza that we can recognize to understand the mind, the nature of the mind when we are engaging with unwholesome activities. Madhua manyati bhalo yava papan na pachati. Yadha cha pachati papang atabhalo dukkang nigacchati. Madhua manyati balo yava papan na pachati. Madhu means honey. In here, the word honey used the Buddha to explain when someone engaging with some unwholesome activities, this is their mind. This is the nature of their mind at that moment. Madhu, like a honey. Like honey means they are enjoying very much. They have happiness with their lust, ignorance, and hatred. Madhua manyati bhalo, foolish person, do harmful things, unwholesome deeds with pure and happy, not pure, happy mind. As sweet as honey is an evil deed. Evil deed they don't recognize as harmful at that moment. They recognize that moment as wonderful moment for them. They think it is a wonderful moment for them. They are enjoying that happiness is going up because they don't know the results, real results. Madhua manyati balo yava papanna pachati. But when they started to experiencing the results of their action, until that moment they can be happy about their action, about their thoughts. Yada cha pachati papang atabalo dukkhang nigacchati. When it ripens to start to give results, then he comes to grief. He suffer a lot. This is the nature of unwholesome deeds. For example, just think about when you are going to hunting, you are going to killing some living beings for your pleasure, as maybe according to Western way, as a stress management technique. Going to do hunting. When you are in that moment, taking that aim to kill that living breed, might be a deer or squirrels, whatever, and taking that aim, you are happy. And when you accomplish that goal, you are very happy. Then you're ready to show your happiness, rise in your hands, making sounds until that come unwholesome deeds ripe enough, you have that enjoyment. But when you start to suffer, then you are you don't have any moment to be happy, because you have so many unwholesome deeds, unwholesome uh, uh, actions for results. When you start to get that results mm, to experience that results, then that moment is not happy moment for anyone. Very painful, very unhappy, might be anger will increase in himself. This is the nature of the unwholesome deeds. This is universal truth. We're not supposed to accept this because of the Buddha's teachings. Just use this example and the teachings of the Buddha, compare with the universal things, and you can experience yourself whether it is true or not. As in Dhamma explained, Pachattang Vedidabbo, we should realize ourselves. This is just explanations from the Buddha, but we have to experience it ourselves. Experience in ourselves, we have to realize this. For our realization, we have to develop the knowledge, and also we have to uh, think deeply and widely about the results, about these teachings. This is very important. So you might have some experience in your life for this kind of deeds, unwholesome deeds. Just think about that moment. How was that moment? When you enjoying with that, it was very utmost situation for you, because you are filled with lust, filled with ignorance, filled with hatred at that moment. You did not have any pure, clean situation in your mind. The mind was completely covered by hatred, lust, delusions, and greediness. So you were not able to see the reality. This was the moment that you were engaging at that moment with that unwholesome deeds. But when the results come, it's completely different. As I mentioned before about Devadatta, when Devadatta was alive, he had the thoughts to become a Buddha. To become Buddha, what he wanted to do, he had desire to become a Buddha. To accomplish that desire, he planned to kill the Buddha. He did so many, uh, uh, he used so many ways to kill the Buddha. First, he tried to get support from the king Ajasatta. With the help of Ajasatta, he tried to kill Buddha. And then he tried himself to kill the Buddha. He went to a mountain, and then he pushed a rock to the Buddha when he was walking under that mountain. In this way, he was enjoying, planning, and doing and seen. But at the last moment of his life, he was dying. He was asking the Buddha and worshipping to the Buddha. He said, Buddha and Saranam Gacchami, I repeat to the Buddha at the last moment of his life, because that moment was very miserable for him. That's why he did that. Not only that, there was another incident when Buddha was dwelling in Jetavana monastery. There was a person who never visited the Buddha, or he never get the chance to listen to Buddha or to see the Buddha or talk to Buddha. Chunda Sukara. He was a butcher. He killed pigs. That was his lifestyle, killing and selling that flesh. So every day, the monks and the devotees who are coming to the temple, they heard he was killing animals. So little later, one day, there was a sound same as killing pig. The monks was think, oh, he's killing pigs today continuously, because that sounds went whole day alone. But the Buddha said, no, that is not sound killing of any pigs. That is the sounds of his last moment, how he is suffering there. He was shouting, he make noises. He suffered a lot at his last moment. When he was killing those pigs, he was very happy about that, because he knew his income is very high and he can sell those things. But when he was dying himself, no one was there to help him. He was in grief. He was in very miserable stage at that moment. Perhaps try to read some articles and books regarding this, then you can develop your experience and knowledge about that, whether, I mean, to come is to your experience. In Sri Lanka, there was a research, that research done by the one of pioneer professor in Sri Lanka, Ratnapal, Nandasena Ratnapala. Melava Vipaka Dena Kamma, it's mean which can experience in this very life. Uh, that was his research. He had been collecting more than 1,000 letters, 1,000 incidents, stories, how the people died, how was their life before they are dying, and then comparing their lifestyle and their death. He did this research, and then his conclusion was, if you are engaging with unwholesome deeds, as a result of that unwholesome situation, you're going to have a miserable stage at the end of your life. No one can change this. This is universal truth. This is the nature of the Dhamma. No one controlling this nature. Perhaps someone might who don't have enough uh, experience and knowledge about this universal truth, universal nature, they might think, oh, there is someone who is controlling this world. There is someone who is maintaining these things and recording these things. No, no one in this world to control or record these things. So this is the nature of the universal truth, the universal law. No one can escape this universal law. No one can avoid this universal law. So we have to understand this situation. Understanding this situation, we have to pay full attention to develop our wholesomeness and to do our to develop our wholesome deeds, which is very important. Being born human beings, these are our responsibilities. We born to this world as a human beings to use this opportunity. So Madhua Manyati Balo, when we are engaging with unwholesome deeds, that moment would be very happy moment for us. But when we start to experience the results of that unwholesome deeds, yes, that would be very miserable stage for us. There is a, connection with Isaac Newton's third theory. Every action has a reaction. He was telling about physical forms, but in here, the Buddha is explaining not about the physical forms, mental situation, mind. This is the difference with the third theory of Newton's and the Buddha's theory. The third theory, Newton's third theory said, every action has a reaction. But the Buddha's theory said, every volitional action has a reaction. This is the difference. Action and volitional actions. Madhua Manyati Balo, in this instance, I explained. Every volitional action has a reaction. So if you are telling something with wicked mind, if you are doing something with wicked mind, if you are thinking something with wicked mind, unclear, unpure mind, the results will be very bad. This is something not just coming from the Buddha, this is the universal truth. So we have to pay attention to clean our mind to do any of activities. We have to be mindful whether your mind is clear or not, to understand whether it is clear or not, which is very important. We practice this Dhamma. Basically, as you know, we are practicing generosity, we are practicing meditation, and also we observe precepts. We are trying to develop our virtue. For what? To have clean and pure mind. Why we want to have pure and clean mind? To see this nature. What kind of mind you have at that moment when you are doing something, when you are telling something, when you are thinking something. We should use our mindfulness to change, to control unwholesome deeds. Until attaining enlightenment, no one can be completely pure person, pure actions, pure words. But if you are mindful enough, then we can control. Seeing that dangerous, we can change our behavior. We can change mind. This is the very important part. So changing that action, then we can do something regarding wholesomeness, wholesome activities. We can engage with wholesome activities instead of unwholesome activities, unwholesome deeds. That's why we have to be mindful. So these instances are delivered by the Buddha. There was a wonderful story. There was a lady named Uppalavanna. She was very beautiful lady. She had so many miserable stage when she was a lay person. Finally, she get into order, becoming a nun and practicing, he attained enlightenment. Even though she was very young, she was very attractive, she had a cousin who was thinking of her, fall in love. One day, when she was living in a forest, that cousin found the place where she was living, and he went there and he was hiding there, and then he wanted to get her to marry. Somehow, seeing him, this Arahant nun, at him said, don't try to do any unwholesome deeds. But she was not able to stop him. He raped her. He raped Uppalavanna and he went away. Uppalavanna went to the Buddha, explained the things what happened there. Buddha knew she was innocent because she was also already arahant. She does not have any unwholesome thoughts in her mind. But that person, even though he enjoy with that arahant nun, he was gaining so many unwholesome deeds. His mind completely filled with lust, but her mind did not have any lust or any anger or any unwholesome thoughts. She had completely pure and clean mind, but uh, uh, that person had unwholesome mind. So he gained so many unwholesome deeds, unwholesome demerits. For what? Because of that enjoyments. So Buddha said he enjoyed that moment with blind mind. He was not reality in that moment. He was completely blind. But the results going to be very bad because he did these harmful things for Arahant being. Becoming Arahant, there is no difference whether Buddha or other monks. I mean, there are some, but enlightenment is same for everyone. So he did that bad, unwholesome thoughts, unwholesome deeds. So as a result, he had to pay for that. No one can avoid, no one can stop that. This is the situation, this is the story, the cause for this, to deliver this stanza. And then keep in your mind, same, I mean, we have to think about this moment. Yes, when we are engaging with unwholesome deed, that moment would be very happy, pleasurable moment for us. But the results is not going to be happy or peaceful, helpful for us if our mind was not established with clean wholesomeness, which is very important. So try to develop your mindfulness, try to maintain your mindfulness all the time, see your mind all the time, whenever you are doing, whatever you are telling. And then you can control through your mindfulness all your actions. For what actions, bad actions should be very, bad actions are very dangerous for us. Therefore, we should try to control bad deeds using our mindfulness. I think that would be enough for today. Thank you very much for your participation. Let us share these merits with others. First of all, think about our departed relatives, friends, and family members, also pets who departed name of us. By the power of these merits and metta thoughts, may they all be well, happy, and peaceful. May they all be attain ultimate bliss of Nibbana. Having that aspiration, say, Sadhu, Sadhu, Sadhu. Whoever is affected by COVID 19 and any other sicknesses, by the power of this metta and merits, may they be able to get rid of their suffering and pain. May they be well, happy, and peaceful. Having that aspiration, make blessings upon them, saying, Sadhu, Sadhu, Sadhu. May we all be well, happy, and peaceful. May we all be able to attain ultimate bliss of Nibbana. Having that aspiration, say, Sadhu, Sadhu, Sadhu. By means of these meritorious deeds, may I never join with the foolish. May I join always with the wise until the time I attain Nibbana. May the suffering be free from suffering. May the fear struck be free from fear. May the grieving be free from grief. So too may all beings be. From the highest realms of existence to the lowest, may all beings reson in these realms, with form and without form, with perception and without perception, be released from all suffering and attain to perfect peace. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Thank you very much. Good night to West. Have a wonderful day to East. See you tomorrow.
It appears there's no longer a way to unmute people. So, here. I think I got halfway there. You're able to unmute yourselves now.
There we go.
Thank you, Bhante. Thank you, Bhante. Sadhu, sadhu.